Sorry, smelled away. Sorry, guys. All right, we lost our connection there. They're doing construction next door, and I kind of lost our connection. So we're back to wrap up our call. We apologize if threw anybody off like that. So you were saying you told her test
So
was
instead
off.
of doing a dot, she had done like a big square.
Oh, okay.
Right? She just kind of brushed it on, and she goes literally gone, like within just a minute or two, gone. I was like, yeah, man.
No, I did always wonder, if you do iodine like that, does your body absorb that and make it useful, or is that
it's hitting it's kind of like taking an essential oil, right? It's just getting in. I mean, the body's just a very massive way to pull nutrients in to your bloodstream.
But it's not necessarily going where it needs
to your bloodstream.
Gotcha.
That's all we know. It's going into your bloodstream. We don't know if it's landing where it's supposed to land.
Okay, so it could be, but we don't know for sure.
Correct.
But that's a good, basic home test. We're not saying use that and make it your be-all end-all, but if you're curious and you're concerned, that's a good, safe way at home, and that'll give you some validity when you do speak with your doctor. Say, listen, my body's not absorbing, and tell them about the test. Every medical doctor should understand that test, because when they do surgeries, they use iodine to clean. And if if it disappears, they know something's wrong. So that's just a good way for you to test.
So, how was I going to go from there? So this test, right? It's a bit of an understanding, but understand the relationship between iodine and how I connected that to the calcium show earlier. Iodine will help you bring down that calcium show, right? It's a symbiotic opportunity in the body. So as you add more iodine, if you're super high on calcium, it'll start breaking down and dissolving that calcium shell.
So for me, I was low on iodine and I was low on calcium.
So you have to be very careful. That's why we do that diluted solution, so that we can raise your calcium level simultaneously. At the same time, we got to compensate for the cleansing of calcium potential that iodine can bring to the table. This is why having an understanding of how the biochemistry works from a nutrient level will be very beneficial to you. So you go, oh, every way is not for everyone. Absolutely not. In her case, we would have went, let's raise your calcium, then let's start the iodine therapy so that we don't deplete you of calcium, and now your calcium to magnesium ratio goes way out of whack, and guess what that affects?
Happened to me.
And guess it'll still affect the same thing, just in a different way.
So I went from, at one point, I was being told I was hyper and hypo at the same exact time. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, the doctor that helped me understand the iodine issue was great, but he was missing that other piece. So that's why, again, we encourage you to acknowledge all of those pieces. If you're talking to your general practitioner, tell her you're depressed. If you're talking to your therapist, tell them you're constipated, because it's a flag, and they can work together. I mean, at one point,
so if you've got four of those markers, come on.
Ken works with my MD doctor synergistically to help balance out, because he's looking at different things than she's looking at, and the two of them together, they share their test results, and it gives me a very well-rounded, I mean, I've even shown him what my chiropractor has told me, like, having all of these pieces and having people, does my medical doctor know it all? Nope. Does Ken know it all? Nope. Does my chiropractor know it all? Nope. But when the three of them work together, all of a sudden I have this really well-rounded health profile that can put me in the right place.
And empowers you.
I wouldn't have known, I didn't realize that by me taking the iodine lowered my calcium. And I already had a calcium deficiency. And I actually broke my hand roller skating with my daughter. It shattered because I didn't realize how bad it really was. So then I was in my 30s at the time. So understanding and working with people that understand all of it. So if you hear your doctor say to you that maybe you're low on something and they want to prescribe that one thing, do some homework and find out, well, if I'm low on this, what other things could potentially be affected by being low on this nutrient?
For sure. Absolutely.
Is that fair to say?
It's absolutely fair to say, and that's how it should be approached. It's a new way of looking at things and not just guessing at things. If you can afford any kind of test to kind of get a look, or push your doctor, if you want to know like what I would recommend for a panel, just drop your name down here and I'll send you the list of what they should include on your thyroid.
Blood panels.
Yeah, for a blood panel.
And then there's scans that we run here.
Sure.
that do it a little bit differently. We use it. We use the Zyto galvanized skin response here in our facility, and we can do a full workup on that and kind of tell you enzymes that are off as well.
Cool.
So you have to figure out which works best for you. Obviously, going to your doctor and getting a blood work panel is going to be covered by your insurance. Working with someone like Ken or myself and the tools that we use is not covered by a lot of insurances.
Correct.
But I've noticed more and more are starting to take my services.
Well, it's because they're not getting the answers. Because just because you have a tool doesn't mean you're going to get the answer
Again,
or the right modality to bring yourself back into balance. Because remember, as much as we love doctors, they're limited in what they're going to be able to help you with. Even once you get the blood panel, let's say they analyze it perfectly, okay, and they're still going to end up with the same tools. They're still going to give you a hormone replacement.
Yeah, if they only have a hammer and a saw, they're only going to be able to prescribe.
But at least you can have that data. You could, maybe you could save some money on your panel by using your insurance, and then go to a functional practitioner, and then they can help you break that down, look at other variances that may be going on with the core